Hi, Majesties, Kings and Queens. Welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for returning. Trust you and yours are well, and you're loving yourself and all this like always. Many thanks to all of you for the support you give to the channel. Thank you so much to our channel members, to our anonymous supporters, to all of you, my esteemed subscribers. You are loved, celebrated, and of course appreciated. Remember to give this video a thumbs up, share to one or two persons, and leave a comment there because this is a question just inquiring from you, and definitely we need the answers because it will go a long way. So we have an upcoming Africa Water Forum in Chad, and the Sahel was invited. Ibrahim Traoré was invited particularly, and the question here is that should Traoré attend this Africa Water Forum? Remember, after taking over powers, the Sahel took over powers, right? They hardly travel out. And the enemy hunted them right into their homes. The assassination attempt, the coup attempt, everything was right in their home. They never traveled out. And the last journey that Traoré made officially, in short, the first and the last officially after he took over power, was the one he made to Russia. And while he made that trip to Russia, they rate the amount of escorts, the caliber of escorts that Putin sent for Traoré alone will tell you that Putin is aware of the plans that this world power have for Traoré and the Sahel leaders. He sent a special force to escort Traoré from his home at Ouagadougou to Russia, where they had the meeting, and the same escort brought him back. It was a talk of town. In short, the whole world spoke about it. We saw that. And here we are, another official movement, and to Chad. We all know the relationship between Derby and Macron. Recently, they have tied some bilateral relationship. We are aware that Chad is hosting a French military base, active and alive, presently in Chad. And this summit will be held in Chad, and Traoré have been invited officially. Should Traoré visit Chad for this Africa Water Forum? That is a question that Africans are asking. Pan-Africans are asking. I'm asking you this question. What do you think? Should Traoré visit or not?
Do you think Captain Ibrahim Traoré should go and attend this meeting? Because millions of people in Burkina Faso and millions of people across the African continent are saying that he should not go and attend this meeting because they might betray him, they might trap him, they might unalive him because French troops are in that country. Now, Captain Ibrahim Traoré has been officially invited by the president of Chad, Idrissa Déby, to go and attend the African Water Forum in Chad, which is going to take place this month, July, on the 15th to on the 16th of July, which means 1 or 2 days. Now, millions of people are saying that, why did he invite Captain Ibrahim Traoré to be specific? Is it because of he is popular in Africa, or is it because of he just want to do something to Captain Ibrahim Traoré? Remember, Chad was also one of the countries that talked about kicking the French forces out. In fact, they went ahead, to sign some deal with France so that France can remove their soldiers. But after a year, for some reason, the president of Chad, Ismail, decided that he is going to work with France again, which means that to bring the French army back to his country. That one, the leaders in Mali, Burkina Faso and Niger, they see that one as a betrayal. Countries like France that are working so hard to make sure that African countries cannot develop, that is one of the reasons they were kicked out from Mali, Burkina Faso and Niger. Now Chad want to invite them back again after kicking them out. So because of that reason, so many people are saying that the president of Chad is being compromised and is working with France. In fact, if Captain Ibrahim Traoré should go to Chad, maybe there will be French troops who are standing just behind him or the place where this meeting is going to take place. We never know. Now, let me know in the comments, do you think that Captain Ibrahim Traoré should go and attend this meeting through this invitation of the President of Chad? Yes or no? Comment below, please.
And according to this information, Burkina Faso's government officially confirmed its upcoming participation in the multilateral summit following a series of high-level diplomatic talks by Traoré. The invitation has sparked significant regional conversation, giving Burkina Faso strategic position when the newly formed Confederation of Sahel States, the AES, and its geopolitical shift away from Western alliances. So that is why a lot of persons are talking about this particular Africa Water Summit. And the opinion of a lot of persons is, Traoré, please do not visit this conventional summit and remain in Burkina Faso because your life is at stake. Very recently, Niger did a breakdown broadcast of France's predicament, of the situation France is in after the cut relations with France since 2023. I have been someone who had trailed the Sahel from the beginning. From when Burkina Faso kicked out France in the first place, remember that time? The moment Burkina Faso said, okay, we don't want you here actively anymore, we want your soldiers to be out of Burkina Faso. Do you know what France did to the hillocks that were present in Faso? Because the mine was the first place that Burkina Faso cut off France from. And France was in Burkina Faso for decades, harvesting their gold and enjoying themselves. So when Traoré came, he said, this mine has to be for Burkina Faso alone. We want you to go. Out of annoyance, the French citizens, the French leadership, those in charge of that mine, decided to destroy those vehicles. They did everything possible to destroy anything that could aid Burkina Faso to run the mine correctly. They destroyed the vehicles that can move one thing or the other. We saw them outrightly destroying these vehicles. And when we talked, they said it is better that way. And the question I asked was, after compressing these vehicles this way, I hope they will pack the scraps out of Africa. Because Africa is known to be a dumping ground where they push in cars that their lifespan has gone. And everywhere you go, you see metals that, of course, these are metals. These French citizens actually compressed all the hillocks that would have been of help to Burkina Faso. They were thinking that if they do that, Faso would call them back. But till today, that didn't happen. And this whole compression of cars and kicking them out started in 2022 when Traoré took over power. You see, we saw the recent step that was taken at the EU, where they spoke about the Sahel and Burkina Faso in particular. Okay? And after that meeting of theirs, there was an attack on the whole of the Sahel. It didn't come out as it should because the Sahel nation pushed back. They were not expecting that the Sahel would have been so ready. They were ready. They arrested those involved. Each of the 400 persons were unalived in Burkina Faso alone. 400 persons were unalived. And the question I asked was that these persons are not white. They are not French citizens. These are Africans. As an African, as a black man in this age and time, you agree to go to Burkina Faso to cause chaos. After seeing what is going on there, you still agree to be used as a puppet. Shame on us. Shame on us is unfortunate.
I knew very well that after the so-called resolution that was passed in the European Parliament against Burkina Faso, something was being cooked up and that something was going to hit Burkina Faso. Just a couple of days back, from the 30th of June to the 1st, there was a series of huge attacks. I mean, massive attacks of the stateless people that invaded some parts of Burkina Faso. They were in their thousands. I mean, those guys were all over the place in their thousands. They attacked Burkina Faso. Unfortunately for them, what they forget to know is that Burkina Faso, just like other Sahelian countries, are always on high alert. They are always expecting the unusual. And as I said, it was rather unfortunate for them because in every block, in every neighborhood, in every city, the country was ready. When they started coming, they faced a serious barrier. They faced the valiant forces of Burkina Faso. They faced the men and women who have vowed that they are going to protect their people, protect every single centimeter of their fatherland. Just so you know, the amount of T guys which were neutralized, there were above 400 of them. As you can see here, these are motorbikes that were seized from them and other equipment. Some I can't post here because of, you know how these people work, right? More than 400 of those stateless guys were sent to the bottomless pit of hell. Right now, they are regretting why they decided to attack Burkina Faso. So many as well were arrested, and they are going to regret why they ever accepted to serve those freaking masters. Let me sound this warning again to those people. All those who have decided to fight against Burkina Faso or Mali or Niger, you are going to regret it because these three countries have vowed that they are going to fight till the last man standing and they are going to secure every single piece of land that their ancestors left for them. So all what you guys are planning, you are planning in vain. You guys now see why the Sahel countries are coming out of all those very abominable organizations. You guys now understand why Burkina Faso, like other Sahelian countries, kicked out the French ambassadors from their land because all they do is rain chaos and dissolution on the people. Viva le Capitaine Ibrahim Traoré.
It's unfortunate. So, when Niger cut off the uranium that was going to France, initially it seems like a dream. It was like France was in a bad nightmare that they can't wait to wake up from. What happened? A lot did happen. And the Niger government had broadcasted, they had a comprehensive documentation of how powerful their uranium was to France. And after they cut this uranium, what happened at the end? Listen to this and leave your thoughts and opinion in the other section.
France is in way more trouble than we think. You see, they are trying to put up with a facade just to keep things going, right? Yesterday, Niger National TV did a broadcast on what is going on in France after their uranium supply was cut from France, right? And what is going on in France right now, you will not believe. Those guys are living sometimes in total blackout. From the broadcast, it was said that before Niger cut France off, out of every three bulbs, electrical bulbs, right, two were being run by Nigerian uranium. Today, it is being cut off, and the people are in serious problems. They have electricity problems sometimes. A whole neighborhood would be completely submerged in blackout. Their nuclear reactors are in total shortage of uranium because that is what feeds those reactors. Now, things are getting really complicated. University students in their hostels, they cannot feel comfortable because the heat is just enormous. People, France is crumbling as fast as you can ever think. And all this due to Emmanuel Macron's incompetency. And you know, his incompetency is very, very much profitable to Africa. One of the collaborators that worked with Jacques Chirac, he was a minister under Jacques Chirac, he went to national TV and had to publicly embarrass Emmanuel Macron to call him a very incompetent president who has plunged France in serious trouble. Again, all of these things are to our benefit. It was very much needed that a leader who would be incompetent and arrogant be in France so that it would help African countries to cut ties with that country. Because what that country has done to us, it's something mouth can never really be able to explain. Shout out to the AES leaders. Shout out to General Abdurrahman Tiani, who stood his ground and said, enough is enough. We are done with France.